Colby, give me one good reason why I shouldn't shoot you right now.
'Cause I'm driving.
I hope you guys enjoyed my southern accent. My name is Barry.
And this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This.
Theme music.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you guys enjoyed last week's art house entry of Nicolas Cage movie.
Yes.
I heard you forgot what it's called.
Mandy.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I forgot because, like, Mandy, Drive Angry, it's kind of rhymes.
Right. So this is the unofficial sequel to that?
Yeah, yes. Oh, I guess it would be a prequel because this came out in 2011 and Mandy came out 2019.
Oh, that's true.
Right? So,
And Mandy is kind of a sequel to Ghost Rider.
I think Mandy is the stem of a lot of Nicolas Cage movies.
That's true. All of Nicolas Cage movies are all in the same universe. They all go together. They're all sequels of each other.
So if you guys haven't figured it out yet, this week we watched Drive Angry.
Drive Angry.
Yes, the 2011 Grindhouse-ish 3D film.
Right. 70s car chase action
Revenge
throwback movie.
Right. But you know what? So I think I watched this when it first came out, like on Redbox.
Okay.
But I think that was like during the time when I was smoking a lot of weed. So I don't remember this movie being as good as when I watched it today.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
Because I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really good. I also was like that. I thought that I had seen this movie, and then when I started watching it, I realized I was thinking of a different Nicolas Cage movie, and I had not seen this one.
Oh, but did that movie have the same level of hot craziness as it did in this movie with Amber Heard?
I don't think it did. I was like, wow, she's a hottie, and why is she not in more things? Because I would watch everything with her in it.
So a funny little tangent. I think in one of her first movies, it was like, I think it was called like From the Days or Back in the Days or something. It was like came out like around 2008. Funny thing is though, the Asian guy in that movie is a kid I grew up with back in California. And
okay.
I think I tried asking him like how Amber Heard was, and he was like, I don't really want to talk about it. Because in my mind, I was like, she's hot.
Right. Yeah. But I did watch a little like about this movie,
mm-hmm.
and both the bald guy that was her fiance, and the cult leader, both said it would be fun to fight a hot girl, and then both of them afterwards was like, she was really hitting me. I don't want to do that again.
Oh, see, I did hear that about her fiance. Like the first punch was like a real punch,
right,
or something like that.
Yep.
I mean, I guess maybe in their mind it's like a little bit of that like BDSM, like and they're totally submissives.
Right, and you're like on a movie, so you're thinking it's going to be more like that fun slappy fight that's like the king of the bed kind of wrestling fight that you do with some hot girl.
Like a pillow fight.
Yeah, and then when she like punches you and leaves like a fist mark, you're like, how?
Oh man! And so apparently, like in a couple of her other movies, she's gone topless. It's a shame that she didn't go topless in this one
because there's a lot of
unnecessary
nudity. Not that nudity's ever unnecessary, but
I think that was very apparent in the last scene of this movie when there's a naked bonfire, but it's only like some girls that were naked.
Right.
Thank God there wasn't dudes naked. I think I've seen enough dicks in movies lately.
We got a whole lot of nakedness, male nudity in Mandy, like about 45 seconds too long of it.
You know who I blame for like the start of like penis shots in movies is Jason Segel from Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I think that's like one of the first times I saw
Okay.
just like a straight up dick on a movie.
The first one I think I remember was the porn movie with Marky Mark.
Oh,
Mark Wahlberg.
yeah.
He was Marky Mark back then. But and then at the end, like he does like his big old line of coke, and then he pulls down his pants because he's waiting for his big scene, and it just big old.
Oh, so was it not Saturday Night Fever?
It
right?
was, and it was
No,
it was not like Magic Mike, but it was like
It was based in like the disco-ish area times,
right.
right?
I think it was supposed to be loosely based on a true story or something. I don't know.
Oh man, I remember that movie though. I know what you're talking about. We're not gonna dwell on. I'm not gonna look for it. but that's like a relatively
like 40
older,
minutes from now, it'd be like, but the hospital. Yeah, like oh, that's the.
But that was relatively like a very old movie, right? It was like maybe like in the 90s.
Yeah, that was
It came out
90s.
and then so like the next resurgence of it was I feel like Jason Segel in Forgiveness Marshall.
right.
All right. Well, we got to get into the movie. This is it was a relatively long-ish movie, but it doesn't feel like it's long.
Wait, it was a full 2 hours, right?
It's like 145, like a
Okay.
good, yeah. If you're watching the theater, it was a full 2 hours after the previews. But, I'm just going to kind of like glaze over this plot so we could really just talk about the really cool stuff in this film.
Yeah.
So I'm going to introduce the characters. It's going to be Nicolas Cage as Milton, John Milton.
Yep.
We have Amber Heard as Piper. So hot. And then we have like the accountant who is like a bad guy normally in all these movies that you've seen him in.
Oh, right.
Like he was like one of the bank tellers in The Dark Knight, the one that Joker shoots after he messes with the Falcone Bank.
Yes, he's always a bad guy, and he's in 1,000 things, but like, I don't know his name.
But here he calls himself the accountant, but I'm pretty sure he's Death. Right?
Yeah, like a Reaper, I guess.
Yeah, because like he has lines where like, like you're only dead if I have you in my books.
Right.
So I mean, it kind of makes it like fun, like comparing it to like real life, or like Death would be sort of an accountant clearing out the books.
Yeah.
We have Jonah. I don't know who the actor is, but we have the cult leader Jonah King.
Right. He's also another familiar face. I've seen him in other stuff.
Have you? I don't remember him too much because maybe he was like in a lot of other like smaller movies.
I can't think of them, but he looks familiar.
So the movie really starts with John Milton or Nicolas Cage escaping hell in a Charger, a muscle car.
Yes.
Please do not crucify me on the reviews on like, oh dude, it's a freaking Camaro.
It was definitely not a Camaro.
Lets you know how much I know about muscle cars. But basically he escapes from hell, he gets back onto the surface, and what his mission is on Earth is to find his granddaughter.
Right.
Because his daughter, who he had loved very much, he had to abandon her because some bad people were chasing him. And then so she had abandonment issues, which was picked up by most cult leaders.
Yeah.
Who prey on people that are innocent, naive, and wounded. And he ends up murdering his daughter and taking her baby to use as a sacrifice to open the gates of hell.
Right. And
so his mission is to collect the baby and kill the cult.
Yep. Because
I would too, we have Piper. Piper's character, she's pretty much she's like a small town-ish type of girl. She's working in diners, waiting,
yeah, she's kind of like the hot girl from like a trailer park.
Well, are you saying that because she has a southern accent?
No, but it's like that's kind of like
the
what
image.
I got. Yeah, like she's working in a diner and like she's got the super redneck boyfriend, and then I'm like,
Yeah. Well, she's definitely too hot for a small town type of girl.
Right.
Right. Because when we first meet her, she's working at a diner. She's telling her coworker, like, well, I'm going to leave him if he doesn't propose to me. We're not going to have sex. And she's like, it's been 2 days, but for a horny pervert, it's like an eternity.
Yep.
Which I can attest to is true. Especially when your girlfriend's Amber Heard. But and so she's like celebrating like these little small things, like, yeah, he did ask me to marry him,
even though he doesn't have a job, so he couldn't afford to buy me a ring.
Oh, so yeah, she's obviously way too good for him.
Yeah.
Right. But then she ends up going home because she quits because the fat diner chef is like way too close to her.
Yeah, he's big and sweaty and a little disgusting, and he gets a little touchy-feely.
I mean, I know what he wants is to press his bulge on her butt, but what got there first is his gut. But she ends up quitting because he touches her inappropriately, and so as she's going home, she picks up Milton because her car.
Yeah, her car starts like overheating.
Overheating,
and he knows how to fix it.
He knows how to fix it. Yep. I don't know how he got there so fast though. But she's driving like a bat out of hell.
She seemed to be, but the other waitress said that he left walking, so maybe she didn't go that far.
Maybe. Right? It just seemed like she did because she got out of there so fast.
Right.
And very recklessly. But she ends up getting back to her home, and then when she opens the door, her man is fucking another girl.
Right.
And then he... I think this is only something you'd see in the places that she lives, because she throws her out butt-ass naked, punches her twice.
Right.
And then a neighbor just walks by and takes a photo of a naked chick on the ground.
To me, that's something you'd see in a trailer park. So I'm like, that's where I was going. Like, that's how I got that.
It's very, yeah. If you guys live in a trailer park, that's, we don't mean anything by it. Or it's like one of those mobile, like, it's a mobile home, but it doesn't have any wheels. We have a couple of those here in Vegas. A couple of those type of communities.
Yeah.
Where they have spaces. A lot of like retired people live there.
Yeah.
I know that because I delivered there a lot before, and it's always retired people.
Most of them are retirement communities.
Right. But yeah, and so she's going to dip. She wants to go to Florida, and she tries to take the car, and he's like, "You're not taking my car." And they get into a fight, and this is the actor who wanted to get into a fight with a hot chick.
Yep.
And they do. They get into... what I really want to know is, since Amber Heard was really hitting him, was he really hitting her?
Probably not.
She's too hot to hit, right?
Yeah, I think.
But then, what's it called? Nicolas Cage sees it, or Milton sees it, and then beats him pretty good.
Right.
And then they make out with the car. And so the rest of this movie is really them traveling, trying to find Jonah King.
Yes.
But we get really, like, there's so many, like, awesome, fun things that happen in between, like, the beginning of this film all the way up to the end, where it really keeps you engaged in this movie.
It does. It's really two different storylines that kind of intersect a couple times.
Right? Because, I mean, like, it's really the main focus is Nicolas Cage, trying to get his revenge. But it's also... Amber Heard or Piper, right?
Right.
Who's trying to find a place in this world, because you don't really get a lot of story about her in this.
Right.
But, after killing a cop, she's like super down for everything else. She's like, well, I've already killed a cop. And I mean, Nicolas Cage is like, do you really want to come with me? Because it's pretty much a death, like a suicide mission, right?
Yeah.
And she's just like, I'm with you till the end. I mean, even after Nicolas Cage gets shot in the face and comes back from being shot in the face, she's still super down. So I just feel like she doesn't really have much tying her to this world. But the other character that we do that is pretty present throughout the entire film is the accountant, who sort of reminds me of the T-1000 or T-2000, the liquid metal guy.
Yeah, I could see that. And they do have a very like, this is for the Terminator because we love that movie. Little homage thing when he gets shot in the eye and then he gets in the car.
Yeah.
And you see like his just like
His
face
glass.
and he puts the glasses on over the bad eye and it's like, oh, that's so Arnold right there.
Oh wait, was that like what they were going for?
Oh yeah.
Well, I kept getting like Terminator vibes from the accountant because he's just so like he's very matter of fact.
Yes.
He's always like, I'm looking for a guy 6'2", traveler, and he's not really killing people as much as you think he would.
Right.
But it's because he respects his work.
Yep.
Like what's it called?
And he even makes the joke that one time where he's like, "Oh, don't worry, I don't see you till you're 73."
And then he goes to the other guy, I'll see you in 3 months. Which is like, what? One of the cooler things in here, though, is like the way Nicolas Cage fights off the accountant is that he has this super sweet 6-gauge shotgun.
Yes. The old, like, it looks like a pirate gun, but then it's 6-barrel.
But it's a shot. Yeah, it's like a revolver.
Right.
Shotgun revolver.
Like a rifle revolver. Yeah.
But it is definitely heavy because when he asked Amber Heard to give it to him, she's struggling to give it to him, whereas he is holding it with one hand.
Right.
But then again, he's also like shooting a shotgun with one hand, which I don't recommend anyone do.
I have tried it. It is not easy or accurate in any way.
Well, I don't think a shotgun's meant to be accurate, right? It's supposed to just be like, spread it on. But the way that Nicolas Cage's character, John Milton, combats the accountant, who is obviously immortal, he uses what is called the God Killer.
Yes.
Which is a fucking sweet name for a gun.
Right. And he apparently steals it from God.
Was it God or was it
from I guess from
Satan?
Satan.
Right? And then like the accountant, remember he asked like, how did you get this? He's like, well, I just went into his like office and took it.
He's like, oh, he's gonna be mad when he finds out you did that.
So like from the get go, that Nicolas Cage's character probably didn't live a good life because he ended up in hell.
Right.
But you find out little quirks about Satan in this movie, like as they're trying to sacrifice this child, Nicolas Cage's like goddaughter or granddaughter.
Yeah.
The accountant's like, oh, Satan doesn't like those things. It's almost like his continuation, or maybe this is a prequel to Ghost Rider.
Right, because he's like Satan's really well read, and he's offended when people sacrifice babies in his name.
Yeah. And so pretty much we get a couple conflicts in here. One of the first conflicts is at the Bull by the Balls bar.
Yes.
Where we get,
and when they first pull up, I think, oh, it's a whorehouse. But then it's just
like a motel / country bar in Oklahoma.
Right. With all the people who work there are super easy, so it might as well just be a whorehouse.
Well, it's a small town. It's like, I think a lot of people pass by there, and so like a good chunk of like the single people that aren't like meth heads are in that bar. But yeah, what we really see here is that we get a little thing of where Milton used to be a trucker.
Yes,
because he knows the owner of this establishment and does not like Milton.
Yes, and yeah, so you definitely get the impression that not only was he a trucker, but he used to be a troublemaker, because they're like, well, we don't really want you in here, but I guess your money's as good as everybody else's.
Right. What's it called? Amber Heard decides to go away with the busboy.
Yep.
She looks at the busboy and like she says, "I'm going to get my nails done," which I thought was code for fucking.
Right.
But it was really. I feel like it's a little racist because he's like brown and he's like butt naked while he's doing her nails.
I think it's her scam. She's like, hey, get naked. now do my nails. And he's thinking, oh, this is foreplay. And she just wants her nails done for free.
Oh, maybe she likes the view. Like, yeah, I like seeing penis. But while she's getting her nails done, Nicolas Cage is sort of just being a toy for the waitress at the Bulls by the Bar. Oh, Bulls by the Balls bar.
Yes.
Because she is definitely riding him like a mechanical bull. And if we get one of the iconic lines where she's like, why don't you take off your clothes?
Because I don't get naked before a gunfight.
And then we get this really epic gunfight that he's in, but he's still
You're right.
doing her.
He stays connected during the entire fight.
Even when he gets electrocuted, which I'm pretty sure transfers over to her, right?
Right. It is the only place where there's skin-on-skin contact between him and her, so I'm sure that's where
her pH balance is way off. But obviously she's traumatized after this because later when the cops show up, she's like, he was killing people while we was fucking. Also, like at this point,
just a weird side note. I watched this streaming. I did not realize this was originally created to be a 3D movie.
Oh yeah, well you see it, right?
And that's not them having sex. That would be weird to see in 3D. But that gunfight is like the first time that a lot of stuff comes like flying at the camera.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so weird. And then afterwards when I was kind of doing like my research, I was like, oh, in the theater, those things would have been like coming at your face. And that would have been so cool. And I just thought, that's just weird camera angles when I'm watching it flat.
Yeah. But also after that whole thing, this is the first time we run into Jonah King, who sends the boys after.
Yep.
Who I don't know how they know that he's there. I guess maybe like earlier on to the movie, you see one of the followers in the diner.
And I think that follower is following him because they know he's coming after the baby.
Okay. Yeah, so I was like, that's weird. But yeah, this is the first time that Amber Heard kills a cop. Well, she does it to protect, Milton.
Right.
Well, she's not just out here just like cop killing.
And it's a brainwashed cop. It's not just like hey, I'm doing my job. Oh, I got killed. He's brainwashed kind of by the
accountant.
Yeah, by the charisma of the accountant.
The coin flip is all that matters. But yeah, after this, she's totally freaked out. This is where we get the line from our opening quote: "Why shouldn't I shoot you? Driving."
It makes sense. Yeah, like if you don't pull a gun on the guy driving the car when he's going 100 miles an hour.
But she ends up still just staying with him.
Right.
Well, I mean, fuck. Now I've killed a cop. I guess I gotta stay with you now.
I think there may be some kind of weird, like, if you come from hell, you are extra attractive to rednecky women, because there's the first waitress at the diner who's all like, hey, it's a full moon and the full moon makes me randy. What, you should come over to my house and ask me what time I get off. And then the second waitress where he ends up actually having sex with her. Yeah. And it's weird that everybody just, or they're like, oh my God, it's Nick Cage. I'll do him.
Well, do you think that she has sort of that type of energy with him as well? Because for me, it felt almost like maybe like she was looking at Nick Cage like a fatherly figure. That's how it came across. Right. And I think that was a good call on them, that they weren't like making Amber Heard like, yeah, we want you to have this sexual tension with Nick Cage.
Yeah. And they do later on mention that he was like a really bad husband, even though he was always a really good father. Yeah. So maybe they were just saying that Nick is he's just got that charisma, and he always has, and just waitresses just want to be on him.
Well, I guess like for the crowd that they're looking at, he's probably like a Brad Pitt kind of guy.
Yes. Yep.
But yeah, and then so I think one of the next major scene that we really get is he finally gets wind of Jonah.
Right.
After the shootout at the Bulls at the bar, we get him entering this church, and he's like, "Yo, wait out here. I'm going to handle this." But instead, he gets shot in the face by Jonah.
Yep.
And then they get Amber Heard gets kidnapped.
Yeah, and you also get a little bit more like flashback here, where you
Yeah.
kind of see a little bit more of the suffering his daughter went through.
Because he abandoned her.
Yeah.
We also find out that the leader of the cult is now dickless because
or at least partly. I don't know.
I think once like half of it's gone, you're pretty much dickless.
Okay, yeah.
All the nerves are at the tip, Colby.
That's true. Nobody's going to the grocery store and buying like a capless mushroom.
But yeah, we find out that that's because his daughter did it.
Yeah.
He was trying to force her to give him a fellation and bit the dick off, which is, I mean, what you should teach all your daughters,
Right?
Don't make it easy. And once you bite a dick off, I'm pretty sure you have a good chance of running away.
Right, and she didn't run. She just stood there, and then she got...
That would also be my plan if I ever went to prison. No one's ever going to try to get me to do anything once they know I'm a biter. I also might get murdered after that, but whatever.
Right.
I'm already here. But yeah, this is where Nick Cage gets shot in the face. Amber Heard at this point doesn't know that Nick Cage can regenerate.
Right.
Right? And so she gets taken. But
and the audience doesn't really know that either. This is the first time that he...
Well, no, he gets shot.
He gets shot, but he pulls. He's like, "Oh, it's just a flesh wound. It just grazed me," even though it's like definitely there. So you don't really know. But here they actually show it. He plays with his eye, and it kind of like comes back.
Yeah, and so he ends up chasing after them after he regenerates, kills a couple of the leftover stragglers at the church.
Yep.
And then goes after Amber Heard and his granddaughter. Amber Heard has a great line here where like she fucks up like some business lady looking girl, and then as he's gonna shoot her, he's like, "I'm gonna kill you before he can get here." Amber Heard goes, "Well, I'm gonna fuck you up in the meantime." Which is like, and when she said it, I was like, strangely like, oh my god.
Right, and then that would be the second fight.
Right, but it's like, it kind of works. Like, I don't know how I'd feel about that, but I'd probably have a fear boner.
Right?
And she does put up a pretty good fight. But, before she can get to the granddaughter, she jumps out the back window because she knows she's about to lose that fight.
Yep.
And so at this point, and
that was actually a pretty cool scene where, because Nick's driving the car right behind, and you don't know that, and so she jumps out the back window of this moving RV and lands on the hood of the car.
I feel like if I tried that, my knees would get caught. But yeah, at this point they get stranded on at the end of on the side of the road because he shoots his revolver at them. They end up calling Webster.
Oh, right.
Who is his friend from a long time ago. I guess maybe they're in some sort of gang, because when Webster talks to Amber Heard this whole time, he's like, he took care of a problem. That's how I was able to get out.
Yeah.
But he obviously he's mad because he didn't take him with him to take care of that problem. So obviously,
and then that's when he ended up dying.
Yeah, and so he obviously has like survivor's guilt. But when he first sees Nick Cage, he's like, "There's no way." Because I was one of the people carrying your casket, But they have like a little cool scene here because he's holding, like, he has his hand on a gun, and then Amber Heard has a hand on his gun in his back pocket.
Right.
But they end up squashing the beef. Nicolas Cage's eye fully heals up right here in this scene, and Webster ends up explaining everything to Amber Heard. And then they make out in a brand new cherry red. Was it
Chevelle?
Chevelle.
It's a sweet looking car. Yeah.
See, that's a car I would get. It's sweet. It might get only 12 to 15 miles to the gallon.
Right.
But I'm only really driving that around town. That thing looks like a tank and a chick magnet.
Yeah.
Was that like a car like you liked when you were younger? Like muscle cars?
I did like muscle cars. And if you lived in a trailer park, that's where it was all at. All the girls were like wanting to visit your backseat. I didn't grow up in a trailer park, so I don't know that. You know, I'm just assuming.
Colby grew up with education, not like that. I'm not saying like that. His parents were scholars. I'm not saying people in trailer parks don't have education. That was a bad way to put it. But yeah, I mean, like, definitely muscle cars, especially like when you were growing up, total chick magnet, especially during the 80s.
Right.
Where everyone was like, oh, I want to lose my virginity in the backseat of a muscle car.
You always looked at the kind of cars you wanted, and you were either you wanted a muscle car or you wanted like a Ferrari Lamborghini. Right. I mean, you either wanted your car to be super tough or super fast.
Right, because I think at this point, Asian cars weren't really that big in America.
Right, yeah, there was no drifting for a while.
Well, hey, you know what? I'm still a big fan of an 88 four-door Corolla. It has that boxy look, and it's a tank still. Like, I think cars still, up to like the 90s were still built on real steel.
Right.
Were heavy.
And then there was the switch from muscle cars and like super fancy sports cars to trucks. And then you either wanted your truck to be like 4 feet off the ground, so you needed like a stepladder to get in, or so close to the ground, like lowered so hard that like you couldn't go over like pebbles without scraping the bottom.
And then after that, it was probably rice rockets.
Yes. And
right.
And then I went to the little rice burners.
But all right. So after this, they end up running into a blockade because Jonah King sets one up. He calls the police.
And the police chief is also a very recognizable face. He's like a police chief in like
a lot of things.
Right?
But at this point, the accountant has found out why Nicolas Cage has been doing what he's been doing. And he doesn't really... It looks like he's not a fan of cults either. And so he ends up wanting to help Nicolas Cage go through with his goal because he feels like, well, if I stop him before that, he'll just escape somehow and do it all over again.
Right.
And so he ends up helping Nicolas Cage through the blockade while driving this CG air tank. And then we get...
there is a lot of practical effects in this movie that are fantastic. And there is a couple...
of bad CG. It's almost... The way he, like, sort of drifts that air tank truck into the thing and then hops out of it is almost Bollywood-like.
Yes. That part was so cool.
But it was very... It's like... You could tell it's a pretty cheap effect, but I enjoyed every minute of it.
Right.
So after this, they get down to wherever the sacrifice is going to happen because the sacrifice has to happen underneath a full moon. Always a full moon.
Right. So we're full moon night, getting close to midnight.
Right. But then as he gets there, he goes to scout out this sacrificial bonfire with like 2 naked chicks for some reason.
One of them's got a gun.
And then when he gets back to it, he sees that Amber Heard has been taken hostage by the accountant.
Yep.
And explains to Nicolas Cage like, "Hey man, I win either situation.
Right.
All these people, this cult that I really don't like, die, and I take them, and I take you." Or you go in there and they kill you and I win anyway. Yeah. But he takes control of the God Slayer.
Yes.
Which is a shame because but then I was really sad that it was only really taking out one person at a time. I thought it would explode. It does sort of explode.
I think it's poorly fired. Like I think if you were a little
it up.
Yeah, you could do better with it.
But this is really cool because we get like a sort of almost like John Wick had taken a little bit out of this from this movie, because we get a cool driving around shooting scene as he's killing a lot of these people. He's like he goes off a ramp, smashes a whole bunch of people, whips his car around, killing other people, shooting people.
Yeah.
And so it's a pretty it's like almost like a 20-minute final fight.
They tear up that car pretty good.
Right? It was. Did you cry a little bit in the inside? It's a sweet ride, right?
It's a sweet ride, yeah.
I would get that with brownish type of seats, just because I feel like black would get too hot in Vegas.
Oh, right.
But
white just gets dirty.
White gets dirty, you know, and it's, I don't know. I feel like it'd be a little tacky. Browns look a little bit nice, but I would get it brown. I get the outside a little bit more maroonish.
Okay.
You know, that one was like a more cherry red.
Yes. That was the color. You wanted a muscle car. You were like
cherry red
or black or white. Like
not blue.
Yeah. Maybe no, but not like what. I guess if you had like the white stripe down the middle, you do blue
because it makes it faster, right?
Yeah.
The white stripe.
Yes.
No, I was always more of a matte black type of guy. So if I got a muscle car, matte black, maybe with one stripe on the side, not on the top. But yeah, you know what's it called? We get a pretty prolonged fight. We get a fight with the accountant because the cop who was a part of this cult is there, and he's like, that's the guy who stopped us.
Oh, right.
And
yeah.
We get a really cool coin kill.
Yes.
Amber Heard, with her very, very sneaky hands, takes the Godslayer and is going to shoot the accountant, but he's like, if you kill me, someone else will just come. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, right.
He has a very nonchalant view about it. He's like, well, if I die, I'm just out of existence, but someone will come collect. As death always does, if we learn from Final Destination.
Right.
And so she ends up... I don't know why anyone ever has to announce when they're about to shoot somebody, but she's like, hey, Dickless. Shoots the wrong guy, but she gets knocked back like 20 feet.
Right. And the accountant does warn her. When she takes it, he's like, you can take the gun, but hold it tight because it's got a kick.
But the guy that she kills gets pushed into a trailer, and it blows up the trailer.
So see, it does have some explosive power.
But yeah, as Nicolas Cage, he gets shot in the back by the guy who got blown up in the trailer. He's inching towards the Godslayer, and then ends up killing our main bad guy, Jonah King, in a very terrible but enjoyable CG fashion. Because as like they're shooting this gun, it has like, I guess, like diagrams
right
around it.
It's got like the ring of like scribe,
right? Or it looks like those out, like if you guys ever watch what's it called,
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist. It's like those alchemist circles that they draw, which I guess is like spells that help kill a god.
Right.
But this guy gets blown up to oblivion in very indie fashion.
Yes.
And then he keeps his promise to Webster, where he drinks cold beer from his skull.
Yep.
The accountant takes the baby from one of the followers and was like, were you going to do it? I thought so. Because like it looked like she almost grew an attachment towards the baby.
Right.
Because it looks like she was the caretaker.
But she definitely would have still killed the baby
if the whole cult was there.
If the cult was there.
Because I think at that point she knows it's either I die and this baby still dies, or I could be alive and only the baby dies.
Yeah, and like she definitely has a thing for Jonah, so it was like, I will kill this baby for you. But now that you're gone, I probably won't kill the baby anymore.
But Nicolas Cage hands off the baby to Piper.
Yep.
And, you know, he's like, take care of her. And Piper's like, I'll kill anybody that tries to harm her. And he's like, I know you will.
Yep.
That's why I chose you. I'm pretty sure that's not why you chose her. I'm pretty sure you just wanted her for the car. But he ends up, Webster ends up meeting them there. Because, you know, Nicolas Cage is like, I can't take you on this one because you'll definitely die with that leg of yours. But I need you to come afterwards because I'm gonna kill everybody except for that baby, and Amber Heard will still be alive.
Right.
And then
but I think he also because Webster's like, don't take her.
Yeah.
And
you're gonna choose her over me?
Yeah, and then he pulls him aside and talks to him, but you don't hear the conversation. So I think at that point he was like, I'm choosing her to be like the mom of my granddaughter if she survives, kind of.
Right. And then I need you to be the grandpa.
Yeah.
Right, because he's obviously way too old for Amber Heard. So
right.
I'm really glad they didn't go through that part. Because, Nicolas Cage just say, like, he'll take care of you and the granddaughter. And obviously, when you owe somebody your life and your freedom,
right?
He's going to make good on that promise. And so, like, when they look back, they've already disappeared. But Death is like, don't worry, I got it. Like, little snap of his finger. And this old school, like, Chevy.
Another very cool car shows up.
Right, out of nowhere, and then they drive to hell.
Yep.
But then, Nicolas Cage also says, if he tries to put me in that hole again, I'm going to get out. And the accountant's like, I'll
look forward to it.
Yeah. We get to the end of the film, a little bit longer than I wanted. I wanted more time to just talk about our favorite parts in this thing. But, Colby, did you... I chose this one, right? I chose this for this week.
Yeah.
So, like, when I first chose this movie, I think it was fun. The only thing I really remembered is Amber Heard stroking the stick shift. Which the director told her to stroke it like a cock.
She did.
But yeah, it just looked like a fun shut your brain off type of movie.
Oh right, yeah, it was totally like you had like that late 70s, early 80s just car chase.
Right.
Like that was a huge genre back then, and so this was a big throwback to that. So like lots of nostalgia in it.
Right, and like the funny thing is sometimes when movies tend to do these things, it can kind of get boring. But I think they float it well enough where there's like a car chase and then there's story, and it always kept you engaged, and it kept switching the scenes, so you never felt like it was too monotonous.
Yes.
Right. What did you think about the movie?
Ton of fun. I mean, like story wise and everything. But it's Nick Cage at his best. Like the accountant is like my favorite character. Girl's hot. Action's just like intense.
All right. I mean, there's a good chunk of practical effects when the accountant pins the guy to the wall.
Yep.
And then
I loved that scene.
And then when the other cop finally goes in, and then you see the head, and you can tell it's practical effects, but it's really well done.
Yeah.
Right. Colby, what were some of your favorite scenes in this one?
So actually, that was one of them. It's like he breaks a baseball bat and he stabs it through the guy's shoulder and pins him against the wall. And he's asking him questions. And every time he doesn't answer, he takes the other half of the baseball bat and he's like tapping it. He's ow, ow, ow. He's like, why does everybody keep hurting me today?
Oh man!
And that guy, that bald guy, is actually one of the writers.
Oh. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so, if I was writing a movie and I could get a hot chick to lay on top of me naked, I'm down for that role too.
Right. I mean, he's really only in it for 5 minutes, right? But it's. I mean.
Oh man, probably one of my favorite scenes is when he first pulls out the God Killer. When they're driving and when the accountant is chasing them in the cop car, and then he tells Amber Heard to go get it, and then he shoots it, and then has like Latin on it. I forgot what the Latin meant. I looked it up earlier.
I looked it up too, but it's like death to something. I can't remember.
But it was like a really cool scene because it's the first time you get to see that special gun get shot off, and then it actually wounds. Like the wound actually stays the whole time throughout the film, which can probably attest to how much damage it could probably do if it hit him directly.
Yeah.
And it was really cool because the accountant says like he got the gun, but not to really kill me, just to slow me down, which is like like it. Maybe they knew each other in hell. I don't know. Right. Any other scenes that you enjoyed?
I was thinking about this, and I was like, I got to remember the scenes so that I could. So I'm not just like what. There's like silly like one-liners, and I apparently like just most of the stuff is just ad-libbed. But like when they're two cars are driving next to each other, and the accountant's like pull over, and Nick Cage is like no, and he's like, well, you know what's gonna happen if you don't, so let's just pull over, or why don't you just pull over? And he's like, well, because first of all, you're annoying, and second of all, like, what? Like, that's your
see, like, so that's why I feel like they knew each other
right
previously, because they sort of had this back.
Like every time they have that conversation, he's like, "Who do you think you are?" And he names like a different god. Who do you think you are, Loki? Who do you think you are, Anubis? You know, and like probably 4 times they're having a conversation, and he says that like a different god.
One of the things I pretty much enjoyed too is like Amber Heard wasn't like some sort of damsel in this movie. She was a tough girl,
right?
Who like would have your back when it came down to it. As she shot a cop, she beat her boyfriend's ass until like he smacked her up. Yeah. Her one line where she's like, "I'm gonna fuck you up from in between then," or whatever. Well, in the meantime, I'm gonna fuck you up. There you go.
Yeah.
Those were really cool. Like she was like a pretty strong character. It was. I think the one thing was like it was a shame that you never really got sort of a backstory for her.
Right. Not much.
Right. Also, like I did like the subtle regeneration of his eye. Like, it didn't just come back right away.
Yeah, that was such a cool part where, like, he's playing with it, and it's just kind of like...
Ugh.
It just kind of... It was almost like a frog eye, or and then just, like, that sheet just kind of pulls over the side, and then the other eye's like...
That was a really cool part. Yeah, this movie, of course, I guess we can't really skim over the fucking... the fucking slash gun shooting scene. Which I don't know whose idea was it, but I think you had to have that in there,
right? And he's got a cigar in his mouth the whole time.
Oh, and a bottle of Jack.
Jack in one hand, gun in the other. Yeah.
I don't know if there's ever been a cinematic version, any other cinematic version of that, where there's just like a gunfight / fucking scene.
Right. Yeah, like maybe one guy comes in and you're doing it and you shoot the guy and then you finish. But this was like, he kills like 12 people.
Right.
And he runs out of ammo and still is.
Oh, yeah. The last one got killed by a hoe.
Yeah.
That Amber. Or was it a plow? I don't know what the thing. I think it's a hoe, right?
It was a hoe. Right? Going back to could have been a brothel.
Right. But the funny part is like after like he kills her, he gets up and just like zips up his pants on top of the naked chick as she's like freaking out.
Yeah.
That poor girl is just scarred for life.
You may need to see a therapist after that.
Oh, Kobe. Did you have any other scenes?
Like there's the very first little chase scene where he chases down because he's trying to find out where Jonah's going.
Yeah.
And he's like torture shooting like the 3 people. He blows off like one guy's hand, and he shoots one guy in the leg, and he threatens to shoot him in the other leg, and then he blows off the guy's other arm.
Oh, that does remind me too when the accountant goes to the church, sees a cult member who had his kneecap blown out.
The guy with the really bad wig.
Oh, yeah, it was like an Elvis Presley wig. It's hilarious. But the funny part in there was like when he's trying to interrogate this guy and he's not really giving him what he wants, he starts to like put something in his kneecap, like in and out.
Yeah, it was like a pen or something. It's just like poke, poke.
So just like the very slight little comedic torture parts where the accountant ended.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the best characters in this film, just because of how like he's just trying to do his job.
Right. Yeah. And apparently the line where Nick Cage says, "I'm going to drink beer out of his. I don't want a cold beer until I can drink it out of his skull."
Yeah.
Nick Cage ad-libbed that, and the director was like, "That's so awesome. Okay, props, people. We got to find a skull, so eventually we can have him drink beer." And so they kept that in, and they created that skull at the end just so he could drink beer out of his head.
You see what happens, directors, when you guys play off each other? It makes for great moments, because before he gets into the car, he looks like he's gonna throw the skull away, but he just puts it in his jacket.
Yep. And then the other one that I thought was cool was they were saying that Jonah, like the cult leader, it was like, he's like, "Hey, I feel like my character should have a cane," and so they actually created the cane so it looked like it was the
femur from his daughter.
And he liked the cane so much that when the movie was over, he took it. He like stole the cane.
Oh, that's such a macabre thing to have at your. I wonder if Nick Cage just has like the top half of a skull just to like drink beer out of. Oh man, yeah, this movie is.
And then they said the accountant, like when he went for the first day in wardrobe, he was like, "An accountant's not gonna wear this," and so the next day he wore his own suit, and so the black suit that he wears, like the whole movie is actually his own suit.
See, that's awesome when like actors like bring their own personality into their roles.
Yeah,
because they probably wanted him to like wear some sort of, I don't know, I hope it wasn't like some sort of death robe thing,
or he was like a nerdy accountant suit.
Oh right, no one's gonna be scared of that guy.
A blue suit with a bow tie or something like that.
Right. The way that we review movies is by 4 categories: stream it, DVD it, Blu-ray it, and an ultimate box collection.
Yeah.
Colby, where are you at?
This movie was fantastic. I would definitely Blu-ray this. It's a Nick Cage movie, so I could see them boxing this up. If they box this up with something exciting, I might be tempted to go that far. I hate to say it, but like I would go Blu-ray because I feel like this would be like a $5.99 bargain bin Blu-ray.
Right.
And then you still get all the extra features.
All right. But the question is, would you buy it if it was a $15 Blu-ray?
Probably still would.
Yeah.
Not a $29.
Yeah, no.
I would do a $15 DVD over a $29 Blu-ray on this. Right. I think.
But for $15 on a Blu-ray,
it's a
definite buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would totally be the same. If they package this up with like my favorite Nick Cage movies, I'd buy this in a ultimate box collection. But the case would have to be the Wicker Man basket that they put over his head. Awesome. Yes. But
it's just got like 75 Blu-rays in it because
it's all of his like most recent work. But as a standalone film, I definitely would buy this Blu-ray as well. It's just a super fun movie. I mean, I'm not buying the Blu-ray for the graphics or for the CG.
But it is minimal. Minimal.
It's pretty minimal for the most part. They try to keep to the practical effects, but I just think it's a fun movie. It's like a movie like if you showed your friends, they would super enjoy it with like pizza and beer.
Right, and you don't have to pay full attention to it. You could be doing something, playing a board game or something, and have this on the background.
I mean, Amber Heard's on it, so I'm 100% full attention.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, because she's in short shorts half the movie, man. I mean, there's movies where she's butt naked, but sometimes, like, just her outfit in this, the accent that she had in here. Oh my gosh. Take me to the trailer parks. But yeah, definitely. If you guys have a chance to watch this, definitely watch it. You could probably send it over to the nearest Redbox if you don't stream it. If you can't stream it anywhere. But this is just a super fun movie.
Yeah. And a couple other little quick fun facts is the closing song, the credit song, is called Drive Angry, the name of the movie. And it is written and performed by Nicolas Cage's son.
Oh.
And then the name of the movie, they had already written the script and they were trying to come up with the name of the movie, and they got drunk and were watching Groundhog's Day, and there's a part where Bill Murray's got Ponsatongi Phil, whatever the hell the name of the groundhog is, on his lap, and they're in the truck, and he says to the groundhog, "Oh, you're driving, but don't drive angry." And they're like, "That's it. That's the name of the movie."
Well, it definitely fits sort of like the homage they're doing in this thing, because I feel like titles from back then used to just be really simple.
Oh, right.
You know, like Ghost. Starring Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore, if you guys haven't seen it.
Yeah. Maximum Overdrive.
Right. Or what's it called? Mad Max.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Nothing. A lot of the movies nowadays are like 10 to 12 words or something like that. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, you know?
Birds of Prey and the fabulous emancipation of the Harley Quinn. It's like, what?
So I think that title is perfect for them. Well, we're coming to our hour, so we gotta shut down for tonight.
Right.
I hope you guys stay tuned for next week's episode.
Continuing the next Cage.
Nick Cage. We don't know which one now.
Right.
We can't do anything Marvel. I don't want to do anything. I mean, I do enjoy the Ghost Rider films, but everyone's seen them.
Right. Yeah. We're trying to do stuff that's not
right.
Not all up in your face.
Right. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'm Barry.
And this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys like our theme music, it's by Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. You can check her Bandcamp down below.
Thank you.